Hey guys, I'm the founder of chance.com, and in today's video I will share my baseball betting mall projections for Sunday. And first of all, happy Easter to everyone. I hope you will have a great season. It is the start of the season, still 22 wins, 18 losses so far, plus 3.28 units. Actual betting model result should be close to 7 units, but at the start of the season, I made a mistake because I used in the analysis the wrong pitcher for Seattle, because we know they have two Luis Castillo, and I put the wrong one, and that shouldn't be a qualified bet. Seattle lost both bets, and it was my personal mistake, not a mistake by my betting model. The goal is 35 units this season. Exit is minus 15 units. Why this is important? I think this is very, very important because many people are panicking after losing streaks. Some people bet for 2 months, then they stop betting, and then they come back when they see others are winning. And with this cycle, they will never win in the long run. Okay, that's why it is very important that before you start betting, and I'm not talking about the season betting, but before you start betting in general, right? So if you're young and you start betting, you have to set clear goals. How long you're willing to bet, what is your goal, when you're willing to stop, and then when you start betting, you need to have amount of the money that you're willing to lose, because betting bankroll is a risky money and you must be comfortable losing it. And there is different we all have different situation, financial situation. So the ideal situation is that you have overall financial portfolio which is diversified in stocks, bitcoins, businesses, and so on. And betting is just part of this. And then you divide this betting bankroll into smaller bankrolls, let's say baseball, NBA, and so on. And then you simply attack plus CV every single day with the numbers, with the systems, with the betting models, because this is the only way how you can improve. Even if you have the worst betting model or the betting system, you can still improve it if you track it. But if you just guess, you cannot do this. And then, of course, you have the goals, what you want to achieve, and you also know exactly what you will do in every single situation. What you do if you lose 30 units, what you do if you lose 50 units, and so on. Okay, and if you're honest with yourself at the start, and if you're comfortable with every single situation, there will be no stress, no panic, no watching games, no stressing about this, no arguing with others on social media, not being angry. And then sports betting becomes a symphony. Okay, it is just a dance between you, the data, and the money. Okay, this is what helped me. Okay, and I hope that some of you maybe get something valuable from this message as well. Okay, full game money lines are doing better so far. First 5 innings minus 3 units, but this is still start of the season. A lot of noise right now because we still use part of the analysis with new season stats, which is still short sample size. But the season is long, 2,430 regular season games plus playoffs. If you bet on playoffs, I usually stay away, and I hope that the goal will be reached much before that. But you need to be patient, okay? Because there will be bad streaks every single season. 10, 20 lost bets in a row will happen. And as I said, you can overcome this only if you have a plan. Okay, so how to make a plan? Simply take a paper and a pen, be completely honest with yourself. How much money you have, how much money you're willing to lose. And I mean, you're really willing to lose. Okay, not some people say I have I don't know, 5,000 American dollars which I am comfortable losing, but then they lose first thousand American dollars, so they lost, this is like what, 20%. They are down 1,000, and then they stop forever, they panic. no, you were not honest at the start with yourself. Okay, so if you're not comfortable losing money, then you should not play the game of investing. Okay, because there is always a risk. Okay, there is smaller risk with some bonds, with stocks, then bigger with bitcoins, and much bigger with sports betting. Okay, because 35 units, which is my goal, this is 7 times better than stock market, annual stock market investment. And of course it also takes a little bit more risk, but the good thing is that you control this. You're not dependent on world economy. Okay, so this is a benefit of sports betting. Okay, but anyway, let's go to projections and we will find what is the best bet today. What I do, I use my Google Sheets betting model where I project my own odds, which is something I believe every sports bettor should have, because even if you go to a store, you know your price, what you're willing to pay. If you don't have any sense what is a good price, then you will never save money or make money, right? So those are my prices that are calculated with the betting model, and then those are bookmakers' prices or the odds. The odds are basically prices or also probabilities. And then I use my own formula, adjusted Kelly criterion, which calculates the value. And this is also a unit size, but maximum unit size is 2. Okay, so not more. Okay, even if the number is bigger. Yesterday, for example, Detroit was more than 3. It could be 3 unit play, but to protect bankroll, you are. I recommend that you don't bet more than 2 units or 1 unit. Usually, it again it depends. Okay, it depends. If you have 1 million in financial portfolio, and then sports betting is just 100k, and then baseball betting is just 20k bankroll, of course you can afford to bet a little bit more because you can play a little bit riskier. On the other side, we have a bettor who has 5,000 American dollars, and this is his less money. Of course, you must play a little bit more safer, because if you lose that 5,000 American dollars, you're out of the game. Depends how comfortable you are, but it depends. Okay, everyone must know his own situation. Okay, two more things I want to say. People ask me when is the best time to bet and make projections. You should find your way based on your lifestyle, based on your bookmakers odds. We have all different bookmakers, and bookmakers move the lines differently. This is one thing, and you also need to find a way how you will make analysis, because you will probably not wake up at 3 in the morning to make analysis. This is not worth, especially if you bet, I don't know, 100 American dollars per bet, which is not such a big amount, right? You will probably not do this, right? You need to find a balance between what you're willing to risk, what you're willing to sacrifice, and how your bookmakers move the lines. Okay, and this is different. Okay, I was usually making in the morning when I woke up. I was doing analysis and projections and good also in Europe. So this is in America, probably late night, something like that. And the second thing, when is the best time to start betting? I think this is one of the worst question everyone can ask. When is the best time to start betting? Nobody knows. Okay, because imagine that you ask Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart when is the best time to start a symphony. He will tell you you will never be good at writing a symphony because you ask this question. Okay, if you want to write a symphony, you already do this, right? You don't ask when is the right time to do this, because nobody knows. Okay, I don't know when is the best time. Okay, maybe this month will be the best, maybe this month will be the worst, maybe next months will be the best, maybe next 4 months will be the worst. Sometimes you will have, out of 12 months, you will have only 3 profitable months, and these 3 profitable months will be 90% of all the profit that you will make in 1 year. Okay, but you don't know when this will happen. Okay, people always want to find the shortest and quickest way to make guaranteed profit with the least effort they put, right? But this is not how the world works. Okay, to win at sports betting, this is a lifestyle. Okay, you need to love what you're doing, and you need to attack plus EV every single day. You need to use spreadsheets, you need to, or betting models, or whatever you use, right? Because only with this you get better, faster, smarter. You see better opportunities, and this is how you become better. Okay, it is not like when when tell me when is the best time, tell me what to bet, right? Because this just show that you're not passionate enough, you're not you just want the result, right? Not everything that is behind this, and this is usually not good start. Okay, I know that this might sound a little bit harsh, but I believe that being nice is overrated, because I can use nice marketing floskels, or I don't know, and say what you want to what you want to hear to feel better, but this will not bring results. Okay, I like to be fair and honest, and uh, sometimes I say things harsh, but that's how I really think will help people, and this is what I really believe is the truth. Okay, I don't want to say something nice and then people come back and they say I like to be a little bit harsh at the start and say the truth, and then after half months or 1 year people come back and say, wow, this changed my life, and this is much much better, at least for me. Okay, I could say, yeah, just follow my picks, you will make a lot of money, and then 1 month will be great, and then after 3 months or half months people will come back and they will say you're an idiot, right? So no, sports betting is very hard, it is not easy, it is not for everyone. You need to change your lifestyle, and then results will come. Okay, this is how it is. Okay, and I like to say so. It is the concept is very simple, but it is not easy to execute. Okay, so let's go to today's projections and let's find out what are qualified bets based on my projections. So one more thing, I'm using always decimal odds. 1 year in my betting career, that was 15, 20 years ago, I used American odds. They're not useful because are much more complex, especially for bettors who already struggle with spreadsheets, with numbers, so on. So it is much simpler to use decimal odds. Okay, so you can try both, but every bookmaker has decimal, because at the end of the day it doesn't matter if you use American odds or decimal odds, but the money that you will make, right? So if this is much easier to use and include in your systems, then I think this is better, because with decimal odds you have only one formula, so you simply divide the numbers one by the odds and you get probability, or one divided by probability and you get the odds, and you simply multiply the odds with the stake and you get the return. On the other side, with American odds, you have already two functions: something if minus odds, then something if plus odds, then something, and this is just much more complex for most bettors. Okay, so the first game, Cincinnati Baltimore, I would stay away from this game because I have league average pitcher here. This happens when the pitcher doesn't have enough innings pitch in last 365 days, so I automatically stay away from these games. Cleveland Pittsburgh, based on my projections, my number should be 1.72 or minus 139 in American odds. Bookmakers have this close to 50-50 or 1.98. What that means in reality. So I say, okay, I'm willing to pay I'm willing to pay 139 to win 100, and then bookmakers say, no, 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 you don't need to pay 139, just pay 102. So I pay less than I'm willing to pay, and that's a value, right? So we are not looking who will win, but the value. If I say this in decimal odds, I say, okay, I will pay 100 and I want to have 72, and they will tell me, if you pay 100 we will give you 98 instead of 72, and that's a value. So I get more than I would expect, and this is the basic concept of making money, not only in sports betting. Okay, and this is what every sports bettor should have before he bets, even if this is the worst betting model. At least you have a well-defined system so you can track it and later improve it. If you don't have it, then you don't have anything to improve, right? And based on my projections, Cleveland money line is the first bet, and also first 5 inning, but plus 0.5, which means that Cleveland can also the game can be also tied after first 5 inning, and it is also a winning bet. Minnesota Atlanta, not qualified because my numbers and bookmakers numbers are the same. You see, plus 108 on Minnesota, bookmakers plus 105, which is very similar. I use adjusted Kelly criterion formula to calculate, and I'm looking for bigger discrepancies. I'm looking for this number to be 1.25 or better. Okay, later I might change this a little bit if I will see that selectivity, or I'm not selective enough, I might increase this. Okay, so I will say, okay, I will only bet if there is really big discrepancy. This can happen later, but of course, depends on the record, depends on many things. So of course, if you see that 2 units place are the best place, and then your goal is to make 35 units and you're sitting at 32 units, maybe you can become much more selective and just uh, place those bets, so you reach that 35 units. Okay, this is just the idea. Okay, Chicago White Sox, Boston White Sox, really poor team based on my projections. There is a value with Boston, even if the odds are small, 1.38, 1.75 unit money line on Boston, but there is no value in first 5 innings. Okay, one more thing when it comes to units. Okay, Americans, I don't know why Americans even use American odds. Okay, uh, this is so confusing for most people, because I understand American odds, I understand decimal odds as well. Okay, and you see, if I tell you that this is 1 unit play, you will place 2.6 units. Okay, so this is completely crazy thing to do. Okay, no, it is exactly 75 units, because with this you control how much you're willing to lose, because bankroll management, or in the first place, you need to protect your bankroll. Okay, this is the most important thing, because if you lose your bankroll, you're out of the business. Okay, and I use adjusted Kelly criterion that takes into account that this discrepancy between my numbers and bookmakers, and the increase the amount, or recommends the amount when there is bigger chance and bigger value. Okay, and this already takes into account, so I don't need American odds too. So it is 1.75 units, so it is exactly 1.75 units, not three, I don't know, whatever, right? Exactly 1.75. Okay, then we have Miami, Philadelphia, based on my analysis, average pitcher, and here as well, so I would stay away from these games. Then we have Kansas, Detroit. Yesterday Detroit was qualified bet, it was a winning bet. The adjusted Kelly was more than 3, so it could be 3 unit play, but maximum is 2 unit to protect the bankroll. And today I also have a value with Detroit, both in first 5 innings and also money line. Okay, Sonny Gray, Mets, average pitcher, Yankees, Tampa Bay Rays. Based on my projections, Yankees should be 1.63, bookmakers 1.68. Maybe small value with Yankees, but of course not good enough. If I check the lineups or latest lineups, this might align. Okay, Oakland, Milwaukee, stay away. Arizona, Chicago Cubs. Based on my projections, Arizona should be plus 133. They are plus 110. So small value with Chicago Cubs. Dodgers, Texas. Yesterday I had Dodgers as well, I think, or the other day, the day before. I think we all have in our Discord group. I share these projections. And in today's game, there is maybe small value with the Dodgers again, so they are better team, right? So, but not good enough. San Francisco Angels, Verlander, Kikuchi. Based on my projection, small value with Angels, but not good enough based on my criteria of 1.25. But I found a value with Angels in first 5 innings. So Kikuchi over Verlander based on the current odds, which are set at 50-50. But my betting more say that Kikuchi and Angels have better than more than 50% of chance to win first 5 innings. Okay, this is the case. Okay, and that's why there is a value with Angel. So this is another qualified bet. San Diego, Houston, no value, but if I need to pick, maybe small value with San Diego, at least based on my numbers. Washington, Colorado, double header. I stay away at this moment from double headers, and that's it. Okay, so I hope you got some ideas from today. I think the ideas that I share, or my views, I think they can be much more helpful than picks, because picks are always short term, and they will not help you in the long run. But if you use some of the ideas that helped me in the past, I think this is much more useful. Okay, so I try to find the balance between what I share and what I say. I know most people are looking for picks, uh, but picks are never enough, because people are always looking for systems, for tips, for get rich quicks. So they ask, what is your pick today, what is your system, give me your system, when to start betting. So they always ask how to make most money without any effort or with a shortcut. So tell me when, how. So I don't. So so I exclude everything that is not attractive. Okay, but this is not how the things work. Okay, the results always come when you do all the things. Okay, so it is like I ask LeBron James, tell me how to become the best NBA player, but just tell me exactly what you train, when you train, what you eat. But I will exclude all other things that are not working. Okay, this is usually not a good way. Okay, sports betting is a lifestyle, it's a transformation. uh, and this is how you win in the long run. Okay, I saw the other day one good quote. uh, if you want to go from 0 to 100k, okay, your finances 0 to 100k, you need to focus on your skills. The skill is the gap between 0 and 100k, and this is completely true. And then from 100k to 1 million, it is look for systems. Okay, most people are looking for systems and speaks, but they don't have 100k, right? Money. Okay, so I think this is good analogy for sports bettors. Okay, uh, if you struggle with money, it is always a skill. Okay, no matter what you do, if you work as a bartender, you learn the skill, you become better. They will give you better salary. If you work even as a teacher, or in your company, you get some certificate, you get some skills, and the boss will pay you a little bit more, and you get more salary. Okay, and the skill is always the gap between where you are and more money. Okay, and from 0 to 100k, it is just the skill. So focus only on skills, and then look for systems. Okay, this was very this quote, this is something I really liked when I saw it. Okay, because I believe it is true. Okay, but of course, if my tips or picks or bets or whatever we call this information will help you somehow today, I wish you good luck. And of course, never blindly follow anyone, because picks are just some things out of the context. You cannot follow my picks, because if you want to have the same lifestyle, if you want to have the same results, everything the same like me, you should have followed me for last 25 years. But you should also take all the struggles that I went through. Okay, so people always want to have the results, they want to have the best things, but they are not willing to take all the shit that comes with this. Okay, so picks are always things out of the context. Okay, and use them wisely. Okay, that's my last words. And of course, one more time, happy Easter today, and I wish you all the best, you and your family, and see you next time.